My parents said they wanted to go on holiday, and I'm like, this might be my chance. So they said they are going for a month. The day they left, I started demolishing. There was only one small, tiny entrance to the top.
Hi, guys. Welcome back to the Just Start podcast. It is always delightful to have you join me here every week as we bring you conversations, stories, insights around business, leadership, culture shaping, and much more from and around the city of Jos and this part of Nigeria. And thank you so much for your constant emails, your constant comments, for sharing this and getting this conversation as far as possible. It's very much fun whenever I see the feedback that comes from you, and I see that we're doing something amazing with this podcast. So thank you. Today, my guest is someone who is unapologetically Nigerian, and you'll understand why I say that in a bit. He is a serial entrepreneur, but beyond all of that, he's someone who's got a big vision, a big heart, and big love for Nigeria, which is his country. He is popularly known as White Nigerian, but his name is actually Mohammed Jamal, Mr. Mohammed Jamal, and it is good to have you here today, sir.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be
How
back
are
in
you?
my state.
Back in your state, of course, and we're
sir.
going to talk about that in a little bit. By the way, he is known as the Zannan Dogon Karfi.
Yes.
So how did that come about?
And Ubandawakin Uke, which is in Nasarawa, and Zanandogo Kerfi, which is my ward here in Jos.
In Jos, amazing. So what is Zannan Dogon Karfi?
It's a title just to appreciate me because of the things I've been doing for them. So
Awesome.
they gave me the title Zanandogo Kerfi.
Okay.
And that's where we were born. That's where we grew up. That's where my father's businesses were, my mother's businesses. So it was home.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What was growing up in Jos like for you? Because for a lot of people, I mean, I'm sure that you get it. Like, people see you first and then they're like, oh, okay, this Oyinbo guy. Then next thing they hear you and you're like, oh, I'm a Jos boy.
Yeah.
What was your background like?
So when I was in Jos, I didn't notice that.
That
When
you were
I
white?
grew up in Jos, I didn't know I was white.
Interesting.
It's actually when I went to London that I realized that, there was something different about me being a Nigerian, but I'm white. So people actually started asking that question, like, have you met that white Nigerian guy? And that's how they started calling me white Nigerian. So it was not like I gave myself that name. I did not see color as a difference. Like, I don't know how to explain it. I didn't know I was white.
Wow.
Until I left for uni.
So that then tells about something around your background, that there was no discrimination, there were no,
No,
everybody
at
was
all.
just everybody. Everybody was
At
just
all. In Jos, we just all grew up together.
Together.
All our staff, their children, we used to play with their kids. So I don't know. It was like a tight family.
tight family.
That whole Dogon Kerfe Millionaires Quarters area that we grew up. It was just like a tight family. So everybody just knew us as every other, like their neighbors were just Nigerians, and yeah.
And were there things that from that background of this kind of culture that you've talked about, where everybody's just family, were there things that shaped you, critical things from that shaped you that you still apply up till now?
Oh yeah. I mean, for me, I realize that education is very important. A lot of people that are not exposed, they are the ones that now look at color. They are the ones that look at religion. They are the ones that look at ethnicity and tribe. But those are educated like us that grew up with, different cultures, different tribes. I'm a Muslim. I went to a Christian school. I went to Hillcrest.
Yeah.
We did chapel. We did. So we respect everybody, and we don't see a difference in human beings, and that's why I think education is very, very important, because lack of education is the one that now causes that division in people.
Yeah. I remember when, I think one of the very major times that you probably, I would use the word viral, even though it was before the days of virality.
Yeah.
was your NYSC when like everybody was like, oh, man, who is this guy that's doing
Doing
NYSC?
NYSC.
Because in the history of Nigeria, I think you were like the first
Yeah.
non-black skinned Nigerian.
So I just decided, like, I had just come back from uni. I finished from Hillcrest. I started and finished. I was born in Jankwano here in Jos.
Okay.
So grew up all my life here. Went to Hillcrest from year 1 to year 12. Went to uni. Then I came back to Nigeria immediately after my master's, and then I decided I wanted to do my NYSC. So I just did my NYSC, but it just shocked everybody. But the funny thing is that the Oga for NYSC, that was the DG of NYSC at that time, he was a fair guy. Like, he was a very fair guy. I forgot his name. So he came to our camp, and everybody was like, is this your father? Like, so everybody now was like associating me with the DG or something. And I don't even know this guy from anywhere. And then luckily for me, in camp when he came, I was able to shake his hand. And then so the front page of NYSC, it was like everywhere.
Everywhere.
It went viral. And then me doing frog jump. You can't hide. You can't hide in camp. So if you are late to the parade ground, because of my color, I'll be caught and the soldiers will deal with me.
Very easy.
So I enjoyed it. It was a great experience. I enjoyed my back halfway through. People thought maybe I was joking, but it was bad. But after 3 days, I recovered and I continued the camp. But yeah, it was a great experience. For the 3 weeks that I was there, it was amazing. Apart from my injury on my back, because that's matching that you do. Yeah. So I think it affected. Up to now, I still have back problems. I don't know if it's because of that or because of the accidents I had when we were younger going to Abuja. But yeah, it was an amazing experience.
So then the other part that a lot of people know, or where people knew you from, was entertainment. I mean, stand-up comedy somehow. I remember the AY Lives and Basket Mouths days, if I'm not mistaken.
You're right.
What took you into entertainment? I mean, before content creation, as we know it, became a thing, you were already putting out like stuff.
Videos and
You were already putting out videos. So what led you up into the entertainment space?
Honestly, it wasn't planned at all. And I'm not an entertainer for any reason, like just for people to know. Like, it's just that I mistakenly entered it. So when I was in London, I used to come back to Abuja a lot, come back to Nigeria. And, every time I go back to London, every time I come back from London on holiday, everyone is like, what's you carry come? What you bring for us? This and that. And I used to tell them, like, bro, we did suffer for that London. If you don't know, like, come on, like, calm down, So when I went to London, I was like, I need to talk about this. So I now did a video, London or Niger, on YouTube, which at that time had like 100,000 views, which was a lot.
That is mad.
So I think AY now saw it, and now said I should come for a show at O2 Arena. I'm like, show for what? Like, what am I going to do? He's like, no, don't worry, just come. You just speak outside on stage, this and that. Okay. That's how my first show was. AY Live in London at the O2 Arena, and they went crazy, like, just listen to me speak outside. So I just became a comedian from speaking outside, and that's how it started. So because I now had to actually be a comedian, I had to learn jokes, right? So I had to be funny. So I realized that I could not go and be repeating jokes,
the same jokes,
in every show. So I'm like, you know what, let me leave this entertainment. And I remember I met JJC in London. And I told him, I'm like,
yes, we even did one song together.
Yeah, I did Takarawa, yeah. So I now told him, I'm like, guy, I can't be repeating jokes like on stage. Let's do a song or something. So we wanted to do something different. So we now did a Hausa song, but with like R&B, Hausa, hip hop, kind of a mixture of, but it had never been done in the North. So that's how we came up with Takarawa. And it blew at that time. It blew because that one you can repeat it all the time.
Yeah, of course.
The more you repeat the song, the more it's even blowing. So that's how I entered entertainment, my bro. And then I did now did Dirty Wine with Techno.
Yeah.
And then he blew. And when your Oga don't blow, or when your boy don't blow, you as Oga,
You must take
you
dressing.
must, yeah. So you must just calm down, allow the boys to continue their. But during my entertainment days, I was working 9 to 5,
Wow.
which is what people don't know. I studied international business and global management in uni. I was a businessman since I was in Jos. In Hillcrest, I used to make shirts, Hillcrest shirts, and sell to my fellow students.
Oh.
I just had a business mindset since I was a little kid. I used to follow my dad to deli me. He used to fix cars back then. And then he had his construction company as well. I think one of the first people to have a crane in Jos. So anybody that needed a crane, my
He
dad
was the
would.
go-to guy.
He was the go-to guy. And yeah, so I did entertainment part time, and I did business. I would say full time. And then when I had my baby, my first child, after I got married, I was like, nah, I can't continue like this. And then the people that I go to look for contracts from, or trying to hustle to do some of the jobs, they are finding me on Arewa TV doing dancing, and I'm like, Mohammed, no you be that. I'm like, okay, how could you? Nadina. Because I had to you have to choose.
Yeah.
You have to choose. And then, yeah.
Interesting. Because I was going to ask what caused the pivot, but now you've given the answer
Yeah.
already.
So it was just a part-time thing. It wasn't planned. It was never in my plan. But what God has planned for you is what will happen. Did it help? Yeah, it helped a lot because people now started knowing you. And then when people know you, and then you show that you can be trusted, then it makes your life easier. So that's what I would say.
Now, in doing business, because then you talked about the fact that you started running business from your secondary school days,
Yeah.
and now you're fully into business. You're an entrepreneur, right? Yeah, like fully 100%
Fully
business.
100%
Great.
business. Yeah.
Now, in doing business, I'll phrase this into two. When you decided to just focus solely on the business out of the entertainment scene, what were some of the things that you were envisioning?
So in life, you have to start small. When I left, so I was working for a company. I was working for an IT company for a year, and then I realized, look, I'm getting this guy contracts. Let me go and do for my own family. And I decided to go and work with my dad, who was in construction, and then I started working for him. There was a construction company he also had, so I now told him, I was like, this is your company from 1980 something that you're not using. Can I revive it? And he said, yeah, sure, why not? So I now revived it from 2011 to about 2014. Then that's when he wanted to be independent fully. And one day my bank officer called me and said, that your dad called and said that I should close the accounts. Or no, I should remove you as a signature to the account. And I'm like, but why? So normally we have lunch every day in my family house, the whole family. So I went back and I'm like, Dad, the bank officer called me and said you said you should remove me as a signature to my account. And he's like, yeah, because you're not telling me what you're doing. By then we're doing small hustles here and there. So we're getting small contracts. And I'm like, yeah, but Dad, I'm like 21 at this time or something like that. And he's like, no, but you need to tell me it's my company that you're using. I was like, all right, no problem. So I opened my own company and I named it 3M Plus because I had just had a child whose name was Maya. My wife's name Maricel, my name Mohammed. And
Now
then
everybody's an M.
everybody's an M. So the two other kids that came later, they were also planned because they were supposed to be M. So
M.
the 3M is supposed to be
Yeah.
the kids' names. So it's now Maya, Mia, and Milan. So they're the 3Ms, and then we are the pluses now, me and Madam.
I love
So
it.
so that's how 3M Plus came about. Um, I was doing stuff for the Chinese CCCC when they're doing the railway in Lagos. I used to do subcontracts for them. I still to ask 5 million naira contracts, but they would give me a lot. So I borrow money to do the 5 million naira contract. My profit would be like 500K. By the time I was now doing a lot, I was able to like now use my own funds with that small profit I was making, but it was a lot and it was in a short period. Um, and then I was also into property management, so I used to. That's how I even got my first office. There was like the UAE embassy; they needed a space, so I spoke to the guy that owned the place, and I told him I was like, Oga, I'll bring these guys to your place. They're gonna add value, everything, but you need to give me an office for free. And that's how I got my first office. 30 square meters, very small, but that's how I started.
Power of negotiation.
Yeah. And then my wife was working for Silverbird in Abuja. She was the business manager. But even before she got that job, it was crazy. Like, I had to like speak to Ben Bruce, his brothers. They did an interview for her, and then, they were happy with her, and then she became the business manager. So in 2016 or 17, we had just delivered our second child. At that time, Amcon had taken over. So we now told him, like, what do we do from here? Can we apply as a company? So we went back to Amcon and we said, look, our company, which is 3M Plus, who are into property management, want to manage this place because my wife knew how to manage the whole place. And we didn't hear from them until the day that my wife gave birth. And then we now had to go and take over Silverbird the day she delivered.
That must have been a stressful day.
Right from the hospital, I had to rush back. So now it was no more my wife because my wife was in the hospital.
Yeah.
So now I had to now come on board. And my wife has a totally different type of management style than me. And that's why we get along. We get along. I don't know if we get along, but in business, but totally different management style. She's very hands-on, very strict, very focused. And me, I think I trust a lot. If I trust you, I will tell you, please do this for me, and I expect that you'll do it. Whereas it's a bit different for my wife. She'll focus on you and make sure you're doing it right and all of that. My own is just deliver.
Yeah.
So you can see the difference. So it took some time until, so we now had Silverbird that were managing for Amcon. And then I was also doing the construction. And I tried to open a business that ended up failing. No, I wouldn't say it failed. I would say I ended it because it was too stressful. Travel agency. It was crazy, bro. It was crazy because you get calls at like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. It's like entertainment, where people are just calling you left, right, and center. And, yeah. So we decided to close down that business and we just focused on until last year or two. Yeah, I think it was last year or 2 years ago that we left Silverbird. 2 years ago that we left Silverbird Abuja. I focused on developing what my dad has started, which is Mona Lisa.
Oh, that was your dad's.
So initially, my dad started. He had the amusement park, which was another fight I had with my parents as well. Because imagine going to in Arewa, a northern parent, and telling them that you want to do a sports center in a 8.4 hectare land in Abuja. They'll be like, "Are you okay?" It doesn't make any sense to them. They would rather build,
residential
malls,
houses,
all
stuff
those
that
things.
can bring in money.
And I was looking at impact.
Yeah.
So my parents said they wanted to go on holiday, and I'm like, this might be my chance. So they said they are going for a month. The day they left, I started demolishing. There was only one small, tiny entrance to the top. So the amusement park is at the front, and then we had like a restaurant and stuff. So I had like demolish, some things to make it two ways in
Yeah.
and out, and then started clearing everything, put together. And there was a football pitch that my dad had done, like a small one,
Yeah.
up there, where the current one is, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna do a proper sports center because I love sports. So I now put in the infrastructure, everything within like less than 2 months. Because after 1 month, they wanted to come back. I'm like, no, you guys should chill, relax, enjoy yourself.
They didn't
Even then
know.
they started
They
suspecting.
didn't know.
But they started suspecting.
Ah.
Yeah. Because the CCTVs were no more working. They were confused why they could not see this, see that.
Oh my.
But by the time they came back, they were like, whoa, what is this? We still had small arguments here and there. But
The deed had been done.
the deed had been done. And there was no going back. And today, I think they are proud parents. So I think we're happy. We're happy.
That was bold though.
Very bold. I had to carry my brother along, my two brothers. Yeah, I just told them, I said, look, this is what I'm doing. This is how I want it done. And all of us are working together now.
Yeah.
My younger brother is the one that created the website. He's doing the book online now, all the systems, everything in place. Even in my construction company, he's the one that also did that for me. So sometimes when you work with your family, it's also important. Everybody has his value to add.
Yeah. Very true.
Yeah.
What do you think what would you say is the most challenging project you've worked on in your construction business?
Challenging. I mean, a lot of things are challenging. A lot of our projects are very challenging, but the problem is when prices skyrocket overnight. So there was a time that I borrowed money in dollars, and I needed to repay back in dollars, and which I'll never do again. So please, whatever you guys are doing in any business, in anything that you're doing, never borrow money in dollars, especially if it's a local project. So yeah, literally I had to borrow it in dollars, and then all of a sudden the dollar went from,
My goodness.
was it 197 to like 700 or 600 or something like that. It was crazy at that time, and there was nothing I could do. And finished the project, we got paid. Obviously, I made a loss, but I had to just pay the guy back because your name is more important than anything. So there's no explanation that you can give somebody. They will understand, they know, but you signed an agreement that clearly stated you are paying them back in dollars. So nothing you can do about it, unfortunately.
Man,
So you count your losses.
that must have been hard though.
Oh yeah,
Because that's quite a jump from where it was to where it went to.
and the profit wasn't gonna be that much, But we thank God, we got over it. There are people that I worked for in 2013, using my dad's company that I'm still working for today. And at that time, he used to give us small contracts of 20 million, 10 million. And today we do, stuff in billions. So, and it's the same exact person that trusted you with the little jobs. You proved yourself to them. And now they're giving you, much bigger jobs. So as they are growing, you too are growing. Yeah.
What would you say is, as an entrepreneur, how do you see opportunities? Because I've heard you in the examples you've given, and there's just a subtle thing that I'm saying that is consistent, and it's the ability to be able to spot opportunities.
Yeah.
Walk us through your opportunity spotting process, or the way your mind works in seeing opportunities that may not be very visible or obvious to a lot of people.
I'm a business-minded person. Um, I don't know. I don't know. I feel God has blessed me in that because a lot of people ask me that question because I see things like if I see you holding this iPad or maybe your shirt, I can turn it into a business, like literally, because I don't know. I just feel like there's so many opportunities out there that can be turned into businesses very quickly or a money making opportunity. And I think that's what I've focused on. But in as much as I want to be a businessman, I also want to do businesses that impact society. And in everything that you're doing there, look at the opportunities around you locally first. A lot of people look at you and say, maybe he has a tour company. I want to be like him. He's making money. Bro, by the time you start that business, you realize it's not for you. But because somebody was jealous of you, seeing what you are doing and seeing it as an opportunity, that's where the problem comes in. What I would do, I would look at you and I would say, how can I collaborate with you rather than compete with you?
Yeah.
Because there are things that you know about that I don't. And there are things that there are people I can connect you with, that you might not have those connections to. So poor people compete, rich people collaborate. And that's why you see Boas, Dangotes, all of them, Otedolas, you see all of them are together. It's not it's not for the sake of it's not like they're not doing the same business. They're all in the same business, but they're collaborating. They're collaborating. Because the more value I add to you, the more you to you, the more we're gonna make together and the more we grow. But everybody wants to see each other as competition. I hate that.
That's so profound. This thing about collaboration and competition, for many, especially younger business owners, young entrepreneurs, it's one of the things that gets kind of slows them down. Or better still, let me say slows us down.
Yeah.
Right, because then we're so engrossed in what the other person is doing, and we're not seeing how
Exactly.
what I'm doing compare with what you're doing. And instead of all of us individually making 10 million, for example,
Yeah.
we can combine make 100 million.
100%.
Yeah.
Exactly.
The what is something that you would say in your own words that are patterns that you recognize around opportunity in Nigeria?
Add value. Add value. All every rich man wants you to make their life easier. As a young man, add value to people's life. And might not even be rich men per space, but everybody wants to make their life easier.
Easier.
What can you do to make someone's life easier or make it you just need to find a way to add value to people's lives. Once you can add that value, no one's gonna let go of you. They're gonna keep you close by. They don't want to go through the headache of going through this, going through that, Take up that wahala on top of their head, off of their head. And by the time you take it off their head, you too, your own wahala will end up growing. But you are making money.
You're making money as the one.
And at that time, you are still young. So by the time you are making your own money, you are now employing somebody to do the same job that you are doing for them, but they are now doing it for you on their behalf. Do you understand what I mean? So a lot of my jobs that I do are for my ogas who have construction companies too. But I'm like, look, why are you stressing yourself? I'll do it for you. Don't worry. And then I go through the whole documentation process, execution, everything. And then I take up that stress off their heads so that they don't have to go through the wahala. And I make my little profit on it.
Now, from this thing you just said, leads me to my very next question. Where do you think the real power lies in doing business, especially here in Nigeria? Do you think it's in money, relationship, or information?
Money, relationship, or information. It's definitely not a relationship. A lot of people. Let me just put that out there.
So you don't think that relationships
Relationship will not help your life.
interesting?
Relationship
Because
will not help your
because
life. Let
a
me
lot
tell
of
you
other
why.
people will say, "Oh, relationships are."
They'll tell you it's because you know this person, you know that person. My bro, the people you know are not the people that will help you. It is the randomest people that you don't know that will be the ones to help you. In fact, the people that are closest to you will be more of your enemy than want to see you succeed. Because some people that when they are close to you, they don't want to see that success. It's after you have succeeded that they want you close to them. But that turnaround in your life, so remove relationship from it because, my bro, relationship is not important in business. What was the other? What were the
No,
other two
so
you
there was
mentioned?
money,
Yeah,
it was relationship and information.
money is very important. But as I told you how I started,
Yeah.
I was doing 5 million naira contracts. My profit was like 500K. I did not have capital to do those projects. If you go to borrow, which I did at that time, I think I was paying like 10% or so. So if the project was 5 million, I was borrowing 4 million and I was paying back 4.4 million plus other charges and whatever. So my profit was literally 500,000 naira on those projects. It took time,
Yeah.
but people want to make it overnight. Do you understand? And I now later did for CCCC this was the Abuja Kaduna railway station that I helped them with for the 5 million. They later gave me, almost $300,000 project in Lagos at that time, probably even more for Ebute Meta railway station. Yeah, so I did a lot of work for them there. You don't have to take the glory for things are happening. You can be working in the background. Like right now, we're doing an interview, but people don't know that there are people at the back end,
Very true.
the camera guys, people editing. They don't need to be here to be part of this. As long as you're making your money, you're getting paid. You don't have to be the forefront of everything. So that's what I would say for money.
For money. And then the last one is information.
Information is very, very important. For me, especially, having information is key because it will determine your strategy as a businessman. Because when you have information, you make decisions based on that information. If you don't have information, your competitors or other people have gone 10 steps ahead and because they already had that information and you didn't. So information is very, very important. But I think business lies within you as a person. A lot of people just want to add value. I'll give you an example. I have some of my staff, or one of my staff, that helped me with the Mona Lisa. He came as a copper, and he wanted to work. And my wife told me, "Oh, he wants to work as a copper. He's an architect. He just finished." And I'm like, "Okay, so how much is he requesting for?" He said, "No." He said he wants to work for free. I said, work for free? Okay, no problem." And we started working for free. And HR said, "No, let's put him on a stipend." And then we now started doing projects together. So he built my current office in Abuja. He helped me build Mona Lisa design. So we just told him this is how we wanted, this is how want to go about it. And then from the design to the execution to everything. So it's about you personally. What do you want? Or where do you see yourself? If you can add value to somebody's life, then trust me, you will go far. But if you cannot, and all you are caring about is how much am I making today, my bro, you're not going anywhere.
Amazing. So you're someone who is very, very patriotic with respect to Nigeria.
Yeah.
Your heart, everything around you, literally almost shouts Nigerian and proud.
Yeah.
For many people, they may not be able to understand it. Like, why? I mean, Why are you so the way you are? And I know that you've had a lot of social media
Backlash.
backlash around your perception, your stance, your perspective, and your heart for Nigeria. Why is it? Why? How are you? Why or how are you the way you are? And how have you also handled the backlash in the midst of it?
So about let me start with the backlash first.
Okay.
I don't even bother reading. You can insult me as much as you want. It doesn't bother me. I know who I am as a person, and that's what matters to me. People come and say, "Oh, did you see this person insulting you? This person insulting you?" I mean, at the end of the day, I was born and bred here in Jos. My grandparents are originally Lebanese, but this is my home. You know, I've been to Lebanon once in my life, and I had to get a visa
To go.
to go to Lebanon because I only have a Nigerian passport. This is where I grew up. This is where I schooled. This is where I was educated. This is where my children were born. This is where I met my wife. Even though she's Colombian, it's still where I met my like everything around my life happened here.
Yeah.
So I've been patriotic since I was a little kid, I think. From was it 1994 Olympics or 96 Olympics? I don't remember, where we used to carry our, is it Pick Milk or Nido, those cans, and, we used to watch Nigeria play. The passion came from there. Back in the days when we used to watch football
Yeah.
as little kids. And then I just feel like Nigeria has so much potential and there's so much that can be done. If I had plenty money like that, bro, I would do exactly what Dangote is doing. I would go into different businesses because the opportunities are there. People don't want to take them. By the time, if I have that kind of money, bro, I will go into businesses that people will be like, why didn't I think of this? But they are right there in front of you and people don't want to do it. They have the money. They don't know what to do with their money, but they just don't know. They just don't want to invest in Nigeria. They would rather go and buy properties abroad or invest in businesses abroad when right here you have 230 million people looking for opportunities and you can make a big difference here. So one day, hopefully, we'll get there. and But Nigeria is a blessed country. People mistake patriotism to to say, "Oh, this one is just supporting government. This one is this. This one is that." I honestly, I will support any government that is trying to make Nigeria move forward. There's enough bad news already online.
There is.
I'm not there to promote bad news about Nigeria. If you want to promote your bad news, please go ahead. That is not what I signed myself up to do as Mohammed Jamal. It's my page. I can decide what I want to do. I want to promote Nigeria. If government is doing something, I want to promote it. It is my page. I can do that. But if you go out there and say, and you win for Nigeria a world record or whatever, I will also post you as well because anything that has to do with Nigeria. Let me give you an example. Meishai Coffee.
Yes.
Meishai Coffee, I think he just came back from Colombia. I loved, my wife loves coffee and we love what he's been doing. And I will go all out to promote Ibrahim because of Meishai Coffee because, first of all, he invested into the huge coffee plantation here in Jos.
Jos, yes.
He's taking Jos coffee to the rest of the world. They went and did tests for our coffee. It's like 8.88 out of 1.0. Bro, that means Jos has, with what he's doing, we are in the top of the coffee makers in Nigeria in regards to quality. How do you expect, like, as a Nigerian, will you not be proud of that kind of person?
Definitely proud.
Do you understand? And then talk less about being from the same state as you, from Jos, and doing something in Jos. So those are the kind of things I like and I like promote. Anybody that is promoting Nigeria, doing well, employing people, helping people. That's what we're here about.
Yeah.
And I'm here to support that all day, all night. If you want to be promoting your bad news, fine. That's fine.
Amazing. Because, you know, we're so used to seeing bad news. And then when we see people who are putting out stuff that is genuine,
They think you are paid.
they
to
think
do
you're a
that.
paid actor.
Yes. But I am.
Because I've also faced it as well with some of the work that I do.
If somebody wants to pay me, I don't know how much I will charge them for me to post. Do you understand? Like, how much can you pay me to post something? When I see something I like, I'll post. When I see something happening in the country, I'll also promote. If president went to London, I will promote because it's helping Nigeria. If where Nigeria is collaborating with let's say China now, I will promote because all of these things have an impact on us in Nigeria. So those are the kind of things. If our army is doing well, and our army is, defending, these are people that are on the line every single day, laying our lives, and people don't even appreciate them. Like, if you see an army guy on the streets today, like, go buy him lunch and just take to him and appreciate him. Or if you see him in a restaurant going to eat, pay for his lunch, because these are people that are fighting for us to make sure we live in peace. So those are the kind of patriotic people that we need in our lives.
Your growing up days in Jos must have been a lot of fun.
Yes.
But I've also noticed something. There's an amazing number of notable people that are somehow connected to Jos.
Plenty.
What is it about?
Plenty.
I mean, because every single week I'm almost hearing a new name. Like recently I heard, I think Asha was born in Jos, if I'm not mistaken. Somebody was just telling me about that like 2-3 days ago. And everywhere I turn, I'm just like, what is it
lot of
with
successful
Jos?
people are from Jos. I don't know if it was University of Jos. A lot of people have either schooled here. Like, everybody I meet, top people, whether in business, in entertainment, in government, bro, they have something that brought them back from the other. They were born here, or they schooled here, or something brought them to Jos. And it's amazing. I met a governor last few months ago, and we were sitting down, and I was showing him my company profile, and someone introduced me to him, and he was like, oh, because he was seeing a project or two in Jos, and then you work in Jos? Like, okay, I'm from Jos. He's like, you're from Jos? I said, yes, sir. He said, from where in Jos? I said, Dogon Karfe. He said, what? Okay. Okay, you don't know Dogon Karfe? But you're Daba. I know Dogon Karfe. I now told him. I said, Roger Alimotos, Roger Ebigala. He's like, Casa Mondiko Furniture. I was like, yeah. He's like, that's my brother. That's where I grew up. There and then in Dogon Karfe. And I'm like, whoa, wait. Okay, how could he, like, calm down? Did you say you grew up in Jos? He's like, yeah, my whole life. Do you know who that is?
Who?
Edo State Governor.
No way. No way. Like, as you were just talking, I'm seeing the places that you're describing right now in my head.
Yeah. So it's crazy. We have a lot of successful people that came out of Jos. Even what is this guy? He's from he's from Bauchi. He was former governor of Bauchi. Adamu. Even in that Dogon Karfe, you'll see he has a building also there with his name on it as well.
Okay.
That he donated to one of the schools he did. Abdullah, no.
I think I can see the building in my head, but I'm
Yes,
trying to figure out the name now.
Yeah.
Is the name that's
I think it was either also PDP national chairman or something. I don't remember what it was back in the days there. But He also grew up in Dogon Curfew as well. So there are a lot of people that are from Jos generally, not just, I'm not talking about just Dogon Curfew per se, but generally in Jos, and they're doing extremely well. And we're proud of them. But what I would say to them is please come back home.
That was the next question I was going to ask.
Yes.
Because when we have so many notable people that have come out of here, it doesn't seem to completely reflect
On
on
yeah.
on here. I mean, the volume of how big they are, the how ridiculously big they are, and how much they've achieved doesn't seem to fully reflect on here. And what would you say is the problem, and how can that be fixed?
Honestly, that's a very tough question. Because when people move on with their lives,
They just move on.
they just move on. People forget those that helped them. And in this case, those that helped you is your state, Plateau State, because they shaped you in one way or another to bring you to where you are. So please come back. Do what you can to support Jos. Maybe now that you're even mentioning it, I'm even looking at an opportunity. In my head, I'm like, let's create something.
Yeah.
As you are talking, you are saying, how do I see opportunities? My bro, if I tell Jos people now, anybody that was from Jos, let's do a Jos association of successful people or something like that. You know what I mean? And create something or a business opportunity in Jos that successful people can be part of. I promise you we'll have a lot. So where the problem lies is that people don't know where. They want to help, but they just don't know where. And they don't want to be part of it. Do you understand? You can tell me, I want to revive, for example, what is a place that we all know in Jos that we used to go to as kids? I want to revive Rayfield Resort. And you are looking for 100 people to donate 10 million each. You get it in a week. In 1 week, you'll get £1 billion for people that will be ready to donate to transform Rayfield today. If they see that it's a legitimate thing that is needed to be done. Same thing if you sell them Wildlife Park or your zoo. Things that they grew up with that will add value to other children, things like that. So while I'm saying please come back, I'll also look into this matter myself, alongside yourself.
Yes, please. Because I'm already like connecting to what you're saying right now, saying how can we do this together?
How can we do this to make just that we used to know?
Yeah.
I'm impressed with what I've seen so far with transportation system. I took the kids on the train yesterday. We have a train in Jos from Bukuru to
Terminus to Bukuru, yeah.
Yeah, and amazing. So my kids experienced that. I never got to ride a train when I was younger. We used to see the train pass. But that was more of a cargo stuff back in the days, and then it just died out. Before we grew up, it had died down, and then now at least we have a public transportation system. And then the buses. The buses were just as good as the London buses. The only thing that I saw that made life easier or better for us was that there was an app that you could use
to tap and pay.
To tap and pay, and you could also see where the bus was. So this is something that London should learn from. UK should learn from, because we have the tap and pay in London, yes, but I don't know if you can track the buses. I'm not aware of that, Sha. At least when I was in school there, I don't remember that. But maybe now it is. So I'm impressed. technologia.
Technology.
Yeah, very impressed. And then I saw the cards as well.
Yeah.
So very interesting.
Awesome. Okay, so as we begin to wrap this up, how do you talked about when you started getting contracts and then people you go to some office and they'll be like, I know that guy from TV.
Yeah.
How do you balance being a popular, notable face with being a serious businessman who is doing like heavy kind of contracts?
So depends if some. So I determine people by how they call me. So somebody is calling me by my company name. I know that person is from proper business. Or you call me Mohammed Jamal, I know it's proper business. But if I know somebody, if somebody's calling me white Nigerian, I know that one. So that's how I manage myself. So if somebody's like, "Oh, are you not white Nigerian?" then I know, say, I should calm the conversation down. Put it on the low. This is a social media person.
Yeah.
So that is how I manage that part. And then if someone says, "Are you Mohammed Jamal 3M plus?" then I know that
This
one
is
a
business.
business person that knows me from business. So it depends where you know me from. Will depend how I talk to you.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I think
I don't know if that makes
yeah,
sense.
it makes a lot of sense
Yeah.
because
So I'm
then,
like two human beings in
to,
one.
yeah,
I don't know if
yeah, because I mean, people like I mentioned earlier, people know you from all the work that you did with the
Yeah.
entertainment stuff, but then there's also this very serious businessman, and I think that it's a healthy combination of both. Even now that you're able to still wield both, doing business, being this entrepreneur that is doing amazing stuff, but also still the social side of you, which is not white Nigerian, that is able to connect with the everyday person on the street.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I love it. I love it. And I would never take that away from myself. All my kids, I want my kids to experience it. That's why I brought my kids here. I mean, they're so tied to such in a bubble in Abuja that they little things that happen when you tell them that's a well. They ask you, what do you mean by a well? Because they don't even know what a
Regia.
well is. But so some may reach Java. Do you understand?
Yeah.
And we went to Rayfield. You know those tubes that they use to pump water
Into
from
the
they are now
yes
pumping from
from the lake.
from the lake
Yeah.
out.
Yes.
So there's a place where everybody pumps from. There are like 10 or 20 of those pipes,
Pipes. Yes.
different colors, red, yellow, blue, this one. And my kids, they were asking me, is that a water slide? Like, bro, you don't understand. Like, that's how Ajay these kids are. And then my other daughter now says, no, they are internet cables.
Oh my goodness.
Because in her head, she's looking at it like, those
Yes.
internet cables that you
Yes.
see
Those
on,
underwater ones. Those ones that go underwater, right?
that you now see on TV that children see as cables for internet. And I don't know if you get what I mean.
I know
Like,
that one.
yeah, so it's
Okay.
like
Oh my
just flying
goodness.
around. But bro, I think exposure is very important, and we need our kids to realize that there's life outside Abuja, and we need to teach our kids where we came from, because nobody else will be able to teach them. They'll grow up and they don't even know what a well is. Like, guy, throw that thing inside and bring it
Bring
up.
it up.
And the other one was like, oh, but I think I know what a well is, because isn't that the one that used the machine to bring it up? I'm like, okay, so that's a more pop.
Well,
That's like a.
She's
She's
closer home
close. She's
than the
getting. At least she
internet
understands.
cables.
Yeah, at least she understands that you throw it inside, but you use the cable or whatever. But here we don't have that. You just drag it up, and they need to realize that. As NEPA was taking lights a lot here, in Abuja we have inverter. So they don't even notice when light is gone and when the generator is on or when the inverter is on. So when the light was going off and on, my little son is like, they are playing with the light. So these things like that,
Yeah.
kids they don't know what we went through when we were young. And I think it's important that we tell the story to them so that one day them too. I rode the train for the first time with them,
Yeah.
and they were shocked that it's the first time
You were riding the
that I
train
was riding the train and I
here in
was
Jos.
born here
Yeah.
in Jos. So, yeah, it's just stories that you need to tell.
And on the theme of stories, what do you think is the power of storytelling and narrative in shaping the average Nigerian into a proper patriotic citizen?
So, a patriotic citizen starts, I think you need to tell your story. Like, for example, this studio right here, you know, it's patriotic. The person that did it is a patriotic Nigerian. And you can tell when you walk in because you can see that he did it with a mindset to employ people, to support people, and to help his business. So he went all out. Somebody that goes all out for their business in Nigeria that means he's a patriotic Nigerian automatically. That is how I feel. Um, those ones that they'll be doing things left, right, and center just to manage things, this and that. Those are not the patriotic Nigerians, and they're the ones that will complain the most. But when you go all out, you get things done properly, then you will see that God will be bringing back and be helping you more and more because you went all out for it. So tell your stories through things like this. And it's important for you as well in your podcast is to bring people that can, tell their own stories as well, where they started from. People think that you just make money overnight. Bro, we hustle, we suffer, we sweat, we go through a lot, to get to where we are today. And alhamdulillah, like we are where we are. And we pray that more people look at us and do better than us. And that's our prayer. That's our prayer.
Finally, if there was something that if there was a way you could redefine how people view Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as a people,
Yeah.
what would you want them to understand? What how would you how would you get them to how would you get to let me rephrase it. If there was a way you could redefine how people view Nigeria as a country and Nigerians as a people, what would you want them to understand about us?
Um, Nigeria is an amazing place. We have amazing people. Your means of approach when you come to Nigeria will determine how you are treated. If you come to Nigeria with an attitude of, I'm a big man, why are you talking to me like that? Who are you? Bro, Nigerians will treat you exactly the way you treat them. If you're nice, if you come to Nigeria, you're nice from the airport, give them a smile. We're okay with a smile. Nobody needs your money. You don't need to dash anybody anything. But give us a smile. Don't come and be boning and be following face and all of that. That's what I would say because Nigerians are amazing people. Um, when they see you as a legitimate person coming to this country, um, you will love the country. Um, and then for the Nigerians in Nigeria um, that want to promote Nigeria, go out, travel more, do more, experience more. There's a lot of beautiful places in Nigeria. Like one of the places that I always cry about is Yankari. I love Yankari with a passion. I took my kids there as well. Such a beautiful place. But just a little one thing that just spoils it for us was the accommodation. There was no lights in the rooms, bed sheets, very little things that anybody could have sorted out. But management was just where the problem is. But it's such an amazing place. And while we want to promote those kind of places, I feel like whenever government or anybody is trying to support um, in any of these places, or World Bank or Acrisal or anybody that is doing support, they should look at the key factors of those places because we have such beautiful, amazing places in Nigeria. So I just feel like come and invest in hospitality because we have such amazing places. So those that want to come here, we have amazing, natural, beautiful cities, states. I want to even go to that Delta one. There's one in Delta that
Okay.
it's like
Is it the river?
the river, River Ethiopia. I want to try and go there because I love it. It looks amazing. So it reminds me of Yankari. Yeah.
The warm springs.
The Wiki Warm Springs. So that's why I love Yankari because of that Wiki Warm Spring. And a lot of Yoruba people also don't know much about Yankari. Because if a lot of Yoruba people know about Yankari, they will want to also come to Bauchi.
Okay.
Because like one of my guys that I took, a Yoruba guy, they believe in that whole water, natural water kind of thing.
Yes.
So they have this, I don't know what it is, but there's like some belief that they have on it. But I feel like if more people knew about Yankari, it would be a better place. It would be a better place because we those that own something, you don't see.
You don't see the value of
You don't
what
see
you
the value
own.
of
It's
what you
people
have.
outside that see the
That's
value
it.
in it. Yes.
Bro, if it was me, like I even put an airport there, small plane, even if it's from Jos,
Right there.
you fly from Bauchi, just take a 10 minutes or 5 minutes flight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just
Yeah.
something that will make it fun from beginning to
To
end.
the end.
And then have some nice restaurants and stuff there. But yeah, we'll get there. We have the right ideas. We have the right people. We just don't have the right implementation yet. But we'll get there. We'll get there slowly but surely. Thank you so much.
Thank you. This has been amazing. This has been really good. More questions are popping into my head, but we do not even have the time to take them. Hopefully, maybe sometime in the future, we'll be able to do another thing because on this last note that you left off, there are just so many things, especially around infrastructure and development in Nigeria, specifically to the hospitality industry, which of course is where you also play as well. But thank you so much. This has been very good, and I think that this is something that I have to go back and listen to again because there's some key things that you said that I need to go back to, listen to again and then get off, especially in the just listening to see the way your mind works, around opportunities. And I do hope that a lot of people who are watching this will find this very useful and very helpful, and we can keep the conversation going around building here in Nigeria, especially from this part of Nigeria. Thank you so much, Mohammed Jamal.
Thank you.
This has been really
It's been
good.
a pleasure to be on this. I'm happy I made it. Thank you very much.
Very grateful. And thank you too for joining us. I cannot wait to bring the next episode to you. But till then, make sure you watch this over and over again. Leave your comments. Feel free to send me emails. I'd like to be able to know what stood out to you in this conversation. And by all means, don't keep contemplating that idea, that vision, that thing that you have in your mind. Just start. You have what it takes to make the next big move that will bring you the thing that you've been hoping to see.
Start small.
Start small, just like he said, but just start it anyways. And I will see you right at the next episode.